Welcome back to the programme. Now, 9 Insulate Britain protesters have been jailed for breaching an injunction designed to prevent road blockades. It follows 2 months of protests by the Extinction Rebellion offshoot group, where they blockaded the M25 and other major roads across the country by lying in front of traffic and gluing themselves to the tarmac. The group vows to keep protesting.
Well, Craig Scudder is an Insulate Britain spokesperson. He joins us now. Craig, why go on?
Good morning. Well, we're going to have to go on until the government take the action we're asking them to take, which is just action that they're legally bound to take. You know, they've promised that they will insulate homes in their manifesto and not lived up to that promise. We're asking them to meet their climate change obligations and insulate all our leaky homes by 2030 and get the social housing done by 2025. And rather than talk to us about this and admit the error of their ways, they've changed the law to lock us up. I can't get my head around it. You know, these are ordinary people that are trying to save the future.
Hang on, Craig. They haven't changed the law to get you locked up. 9 members of your group broke the law, broke an injunction. That's why they're in prison.
But they kind of have, you know, because normally obstructing a highway is dealt with by a fine of up to £1,000. Instead of doing that, they've asked National Highways to put an injunction on these roads, and then they've widened it, which affects our right to protest and everybody's right to protest going forward. If they're allowed to get away with this, then what next? We're only asking them to do what they're legally obligated to do, which is to look after people. You know,
Craig,
why do you have speed limits near schools? Why do you have clean air zones in cities? You know, the government's number one job is to look after the people of the country. And what is coming down the road with climate change is going to kill millions and millions of people. Away from, by the way, the person that will die of winter fuel death every 15 minutes this winter. You know, we're the 6th richest country in the world. That's just not acceptable. We've got to stay on the roads. We've got to stay trying to hold the government's feet to the fire until they take action. And we need your help on this. You should be having the government spokespeople on, asking them why they are insulating in their better home strategy less than 1% of the houses that they need to do. Less than 1%.
Have you spoken to your local MP about it?
Yeah.
Who is your local MP?
It's a guy called Bim Afolmi or something. He's not very helpful. He's a Conservative, you know. They're all trying to slow walk this, I guess, because they're too pally with the fossil fuel industry people.
Well, hang on. Have you actually asked him? Have you asked them for a meeting? Have you sat down with them?
Well, the last time I checked, Bim actually didn't dictate government policy, but people in Insulate Britain
No. But you're telling us to get MPs on, talk to ministers. You haven't done that.
Yeah, I have. I've just told you I have. I've had a meeting with Bim about these issues. Yeah. Have you had a meeting with your MP? Have you got children?
I've got children. Yeah, I've got a child. Yep.
And have you had a meeting with your MP, or are you not worried about the science?
The science isn't the issue here. The issue is the method that you use to protest, the fact that you've been found, your fellow protesters have been found to be in breach of an injunction and they've gone to prison. One of them now threatening to do a hunger strike. And I'm just wondering how that helps the cause.
Well, actually, the science is the issue here, Simon, and it's the government ignoring the science, which is why us ordinary people are being forced to take this action. You know, the government set up a climate change committee in 2008. They identified 21 key areas, but the government don't have one single funded policy to address those 21 key areas. We've got to decarbonise at 7% a year to hit the targets that have just been set down in COP, 7% a year, right? Now, if we took that to housing and housing insulation and retrofitting, that would mean doing something like 2.5 million homes a year, and the government are going to do 10,000. That's why we're on the streets. The government are breaking the social contract, not us.
Craig, is it time to change strategy? You've managed to change the law, but in ways that hurts you, not helps your cause.
Possibly. We're always talking about how we can be more effective. But, you know, we're not going to blink on this. We can't afford to. I've got children. My friends have children. You know, we're fighting for them. We're fighting for everything we hold dear. The society will break down if we do not hit these targets. The government are legally mandated to hit these targets and they're dragging their feet. You know what? It's like they've got second jobs or something. They're just not getting on with it.
Craig, we'll be talking about this again, I'm sure. But for now, thank you very much. That's Craig Scudder. Good to talk to you.
It's just gone 7:30.